do you have that confidence because you're focusing on the technique, but also that you know that you've got a mission in jiu-jitsu? Or like, where does this stem from, that confidence, the calmness to relax in jiu-jitsu? Is it just doing the rep after rep?
Uh, yes, I think first is because I start as a child, and everything that you start as an adult, it's you never be fully relaxed because it's too late. The adult, you will never really release that tension, your body tension. So because when you're learning, you will try to muscle your way into things. The adult will do that because you have power, so you will use. And it's inevitable. That's why every beginner uses a lot of power because that's what they have. This like how to have technique, but I have power. So I'm going to use it, until I can learn. The more I learn, eventually you'll start relaxing a little. But as a child, you see they don't use power because they don't have it. Every game the child plays, every sport, everything, the very child are very relaxed, so they learn purely the technique. And especially when I was a teenager, I was very tall but not very strong. Like I matured late in life, like I barely had hairs under my arms when I was like 15. So like me, as maturity, hormones and everything, it came late. So I was very tall, but I was not as strong for my age. People they're like 16, they are already like full beard, all muscly. I was like, I barely had any beard when I was 16, nothing. So,
I'm like that now. I'm 40 and I'm still like that.
yeah, little. So my body, it developed late. So I didn't have power to use. And I'm big. So I'm training with guys who are like way stronger than me. So I didn't have the power to match them. So I think that massively helped develop my technique massively because I couldn't match the power, physical power. So I had to develop my technique. So that massively helped my game, my skills.
So do you think that's something where that, like, a lot of newbies should focus on when they come in, is just focusing solely on the technique, not wasting energy, not trying to like power people off or explode out, but actually work on finding that gap, getting the time, not wasting energy, kind of building, do people come in and focus too much on the sexy stuff like the submissions rather than the escapes and getting the fundamentals and the basics right? Where do you see people going wrong when they start jiu-jitsu or return to it?
First is ego. First is people's ego. Like men, we have a lot of ego. We hate to
Mm.
lose. So I think for a man to accept defeat to another man is very hard. So you're going to use as much power as you can not to lose to the other person. Like a kid has no ego. Like you watch a kids class, you watch two kids training. They will accept being under pressure, being in a bad position, and still be very relaxed. Kids, they don't care. They can get swept, they can get mounted, they roll around one place to the other, and they do all that being very relaxed. You don't see them like powering the way out of that. That does not happen with adults. Adults, they will muscle their way out, not because they won't accept defeat. They won't accept being defeated by another man because of the ego. Like I can't
Mm.
be defeated, to that person. So I'm going to try to muscle my way out of that. I think that's the main thing with a man, with adults, with us when we are adults. Is first is like we have our ego won't let us relax because we can't lose. Because when you're learning, the learning process, I mean, you will be put in a bad position. You'll get caught.